Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and it is Thursday. Well, today, because somebody asked me how I cut my hair, I'm going to do the side bits, and not rocket science. What I do is I pull my hair as far forward as I can, and I go to the middle of my eye. Now, that bit is my bang, so we leave that out. And then what's left here, I trim off. Well, I thought I'd show you just how many plastic bags I recycled out of my fridge and actually out of my freezer. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to sort those when I get back today, but I just thought I'd show you how much I have junked, because for that to be empty, I have obviously done something with the contents. Pretty amazing. I've decided to take a sprig of rosemary and put it in my car and see if it has the effect that I think it might. Well, hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and the reason I'm chuckling is because I failed the box test this morning. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the middle of moving from one house to another, and every day I take a series of boxes and cubies with me and I fill them up. And the trick is to remember to take them with me before I start up the car. And today I managed to lock the door before I went. I forgot to ask myself, do I have everything? Anyway, so it amused me that I am so human and consistent. I could think of lots of positives about that. And that I have a sense of humor. I didn't beat up on myself. I just went, cubies 1, sal 0. But, you know, good stuff. It's been a difficult morning for me this morning because I started off by breaking or realized that I have broken a nail. And it's broken way down, and I'll show you a picture. But it's broken way down, and I need to get it professionally done because it's already weakened, and if I hit that the wrong way, that's gonna be extremely painful and bloody, and I'm going to regret it. Don't know if you can see that, but my nail has split right down there. Now, I want to tell you that I don't normally go to a manicurist or a nail painter, and normally I've been there with somebody, and I remember when I went there with somebody, the only reaction that I got was from the person doing my friend's nails, and the woman said to me, "Those are your own." And I went, "Uh-huh." And she said, "Wow, I have people who would die to have nails like that." And I said, "Yeah, I know." You know, and I felt like saying, you know, I still eat a lot of cheese, and I have strong bones too. You know, it's just like, it's amazing how they say, I don't eat dairy, but to me it's like, the reason I have strong bones and strong nails is because I eat dairy. Anyway, so that's that. And so my first job is very difficult for me because it's the week where we start off by looking after ourselves first. Oh, it's so difficult, isn't it? Because, you know, I just want to get to the house and get packed up and get back again and unpack. It took me a long time yesterday, again. But I'm proud of myself because there's a little bit of nyaga-nyaga. You all remember that means, you know, crud. There's a little bit of nyaga-nyaga left, but not a lot. I think I ended up putting about 4 or 5 bits into one cubie that I want to look at again tonight, because sometimes when you look at it the second time you go, no, it really can go. So that's the sort of stuff where I'm not quite sure if I want to put it away or chuck it. So the chances are it probably needs to get chucked, but I just hadn't got the nerve. And I really struggled to go, okay, go and get your nail done. And I'm going, no, I'm running late. I'm going, go get your nail done. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you understand, I got lots of nagging voices in my head, but that will cost me money. And I'm going, and you've been saving a lot of money by eating out of your freezer. Actually, I'm basically eating out of my fridge at the moment, not even my freezer. It's scary. You know, it really is quite scary how much, mind you, I must open up my fridge soon and just show you what jigsaw puzzle I have created in my fridge to get everything in. And I did pretty well, I thought. You know, it took a bit of creativity, but I got there. Goals for today: get the nail done, number one. Go to the house, pack up the last of the cupboards. That's what I would like to do. The last of that eye level cupboards. Then when I start going either above or below, they're already cubies for the most part. So I don't even have to pack once I get to that level, because the cubies are already there. I just need to bring them home and, you know, decide what to do with them. I'm pleased to report that I did pass the recycling test last night. You know, that's one of the difficulties when you move to a new home. You know, when do they do garbage and recycling and everything? But I got all that right, and so I was really happy with that. I found out I now go to the post. We have post boxes where we collect our mail. I went down to the post box. I've decided that's a really good thing to do on a Wednesday, and just double check what people have got out. I took my little flashlight with me so I could check the color of their bins. They probably thought I was a stalker. But you know me, I was just checking it out, make sure I knew. Then I also found that my local municipality has a reminder service where, you know, every week they will tell you what to put out, and I'm going, I could do with it. That would save me a lot of worrying. So I signed up for that. Now the other thing is, I signed up for my local Save on Foods, which is where I buy stuff, to find out if the store that I've been using all along is the store that would deliver to me if I ordered online for delivery, and the answer is no. So I've changed my address, and I will have to go find the other store. You know, like another thing on my list, like I need another thing, right? Seriously. However, I can do this. I want to also sit down, because it's been about a week since I've done it. I need to sit down and look at my monumental list and see, you know, what are the next most important things. I was knocking one off a day, and I think I'm still doing that, but I'm just a little bit concerned about what else has to happen that I might have not done. You know, like I haven't got enough stress, I give myself a bit more. In terms of doing this, the way that I'm doing it, and for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, is I'm going I rented the place I'm buying for a month prior to owning it, so that I could transfer stuff out of closets and cupboards. Because what I realized is everything in a closet or a cupboard is going to go into a closet or a cupboard the other side. So it makes sense just to take small amounts with me every day. And when I say small amounts, I'm just putting them into cubies and carrying them because it's so much easier. And I just take that amount with me. And by the way, I was really happy that I decided to start taking my geraniums with me, because they are going to literally look so good. And I'm so happy that I managed to, you know, keep them going all winter. Well, it's still winter, but you know, that I've managed to keep them and they're looking so healthy. They might not like the change of atmosphere or whatever, but I will expect that. And I found that keeping them, and it's good to know for next year, keeping things like that, geraniums and stuff, in milk jugs works wonderfully. They're easy to move from one place to another because they got a handle. So definitely that's a do again. Well, that was amazing. I went to go and have a walk-in appointment, and they asked me to wait for 35 minutes. Now, you know, I don't wait well, and I decided this is for me. I can relax and just take it easy and do this. So I did. I just took it as a Zen moment, and I caught up on some emails and stuff while I was there. And then they did exactly the same as I would have done, which is interesting, which is they use super glue. But what the lady did was she also shortened my nail considerably so that it will not be in the line of fire, which is a good thing. So there it is. I'm not really giving you the finger. So it is now fixed. But it was amazing to me that they actually did exactly what I would have done. So that's good, except I probably wouldn't have been brave enough to cut my nail. So here's the thing though, when I finished, I went to pay, and she said, no, don't worry. And I don't know about you, but that didn't sit right with me. She took the time to look at my nails. She took the time to fix it. You know, she, I'm pretty certain, gets paid not very much, so I paid her. I yeah, just gave her a decent tip. So that was good. I feel good. Didn't have to, but you know, that was right. Do what's right, not what's cheap. So anyway, now I'm back off to the house and go and do my load up for the day and take it home. You know, it's funny because doing that every day, I've sort of got into the routine. I know roughly how many trips I can do up and down the stairs, carrying stuff and so forth, without it being overly painful to me. It's certainly doubled my steps every day, which is good and healthy. And by the way, this morning before I left Sunshine Cottage, I actually, you know, because it was a nice day, i.e. it wasn't raining, I took a broom and I just swept a few leaves and things just for exercise. I'm trying to find better ways to exercise. Now, what I've noticed is that I've started to, I'm going to have to get a chiropractor because I've definitely started to stoop. You know, I caught myself in the mirror and I didn't like the way I was angled. So I think I probably need to go talk to somebody about how to straighten that up. I've got a feeling I need to get a back brace or something that will keep me balanced better, because I found that I was sort of walking like this and I'm going, I saw what that looked like in my brother and I didn't like it. So here am I doing the same thing. So I have a feeling that what Beth mentioned the other day would help me, which is to lie on a floor with my feet up on a wall, would force certain muscles to straighten and strengthen. The problem is, of course, that it's not doing it, it's getting back off the floor when you've done it. So we'll see how I do with it. I think I'm going to try doing that for a few minutes every day, just to strengthen a little bit more. And what I've noticed when I go to sleep at night, every now and then I actually take my one hand and I put it round my back and then slip it under my butt to straighten up my shoulder, because I find that my shoulders are bent so much that and it's getting worse. I need to take note of it and do something about it. So if any of you have had that problem, know how to fix it, feel free to let me know. I'm off to the house. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I'm just about to start back. I'm really proud of myself. My resting heart rate is only 78, and I've been up and down stairs the same amount. So I must be getting more fit. I can hear somebody screaming at me, "Are you hydrating?" And the answer is, you bet. And I have some, what do I have in there today? Peppermint, I think. No. Licorice. All right, so. Oh, I know what I didn't do, and I'm not going back. I didn't check my list, because every day I think of things that I need to bring with me, and I put them on a list that I forget to read. So, you know, luckily I've got a few weeks left. But I found out that to do my final documents on my house, I need my passport. So that is important. And by the way, one trick that I learned a long time ago, anytime you need to go to a lawyer or a notary public or something for some reason, take a copy of take your passport and have them copy it and notarize it as a valid copy of your passport. You know, and you know, it's worth that to know that you've always got that in the case that you lose your passport. And you know, they, quite honestly, they might charge you a few bucks for doing it, but even if they charge you $100 for doing it, which I don't think they would, but even if they charge you $100 for doing it, let me ask you something. If you lost your passport, how stressed would you be if you didn't have a full copy of it? In other words, the main part of it, the front, you know, the bit that says who you are, how long the passport's been there, all the rest of it. If you didn't have that, how much stress would it bring you? So I've always, don't ask me where it is right now because I have no idea. You know, I've always kept a copy of that sort of stuff. And I will know again, you know, I've been so spoiled over the last 20 years because I've had Yvonne in my life, and she's sort of kept all my documents like that for me. Now obviously she's going to be handing a lot back, and I've got to start looking after myself again, which is okay. And certainly I guess I have more time than Yvonne does right now. Well, the first thing was, didn't have room for that in the freezer, so I'm going to eat that tonight, or at least some of it. I also had some pie crust pastry, and I've put that in a bag so that it takes up less room. I can still use it if I need it. Well, I think think I've just about fixed the problem with the wallpaper. And it was really remarkably easy. We'll see if it remains stuck. But what I used was Elmer's glue and water. And it really has done quite a good job. Let's see how it looks tomorrow. But from a distance, and by the way, that line there, I didn't do, that was there already. There's a window behind here. See this line here? There actually was a window behind there, and they put a piece of chipboard there. Can you see it goes along there? So that's okay. We're going to have bookcases up against it, so it's not going to show. But the good news is it looks a whole lot better.